There is a kind of love that does not fade with time. It does not lessen with silence. It doesn't vanish after years of separation or even when another body shares your bed. That kind of love is sacred. And if you are here, chances are you've felt it. The twin flame love, a recognition beyond logic, a mirror beyond reason. A cosmic remembrance that entered your heart, set fire to everything false, and then left you standing in the ashes. And now here you are, living, working, healing, maybe dating, maybe not, maybe trying to pretend you've moved on. But the question keeps circling like a hawk above your heart. Can I ever love again? Will I ever feel that again? Let's breathe together for a moment, because this is not a light topic. This is where the deepest spiritual and emotional layers of our journey meet. For many twin flames, the answer is complex. It's not just about romance. It's not just about moving on. It's about how love itself transforms after you've met your other self in human form. Why? You didn't just fall in love with your twin. You merged. You awakened. You remembered lifetimes. You became part of something far bigger than relationship. And when they left, whether gently or violently, you weren't just heartbroken. You were spirit broken. Because how can you go back to normal, to casual, to earthly love after touching God? Let's talk about what really happens after you've met your twin. Let's talk about what love becomes. In the beginning, you may try to fill the space. The loneliness aches and the silence is unbearable. So maybe you find someone kind, someone comforting, someone who says all the right things. And for a while, you might even convince yourself that this could be the one. But the truth creeps in slowly. Something is missing. The recognition isn't there. The mirror isn't there. The soul pull, the magnetic fire, the telepathy, it's all absent. And even if the new person loves you deeply, fully, you don't feel it the same way. Not because they're not enough, but because your soul has already been rewritten by something far greater. You see, meeting your twin flame initiates a kind of spiritual awakening. You begin to detach from 3D love, from desire, from craving, from the illusions of possession and emotional dependency. It's not that you no longer feel, it's that you feel differently, more expansively, more cosmically, more selflessly. It's why so many twins, after the intensity settles, enter periods of solitude. Not because they are hopeless, but because they are being purified, refined, restructured from within. And so, when someone new enters their life, it's not met with the same hunger or excitement. Even if there's attraction, even if there's potential, the soul says, this is not the one. Not because the twin is the only possible partner, but because the twin is the only one who activated the deepest codes of your soul. That doesn't mean you'll never feel again. It just means the bar has been eternally raised. And no one gets in now unless they meet your soul where it truly lives. And here's where the paradox begins. You are now more radiant, more magnetic, more loving. You draw people in like moths to a flame, because your aura has been lit by divine fire. But at the same time, you find it harder and harder to connect romantically. You feel more love for humanity than for any single person. You feel more called to serve than to seduce. This is the aftershock of sacred union. You have become the frequency of unconditional love. And that frequency doesn't bond easily in a world still tangled in attachment. So yes, people may fall in love with you, but you may not be able to return it. Not fully, not deeply, not the way they deserve. And is not a flaw. It's a phase of ascension. You may find yourself in a new relationship, and it might feel easy, grounded, even happy. But the passion won't burn the same. The connection won't defy time and space. And in quiet moments, you'll still feel your twin, even if you haven't spoken in years, even if you both moved on, even if they hurt you. Because love of that magnitude never dies. It just transforms. You may no longer obsess. You may no longer cry. You may have truly healed, but the thread is still there. Not in longing, but in oneness. Like a river you once drank from that now flows beneath your life. Invisible, essential, eternal. Now, let's address something many are afraid to say out loud. None. Will I ever love someone else in that way again? For most, the answer is no. Not in the same way, not with the same frequency. But that doesn't mean love is over. It just evolves. It becomes quieter, more conscious, less addictive, more intentional. You might not fall in love, but you might rise in love with someone whose soul supports your mission, not to mirror you, but to complement you. This person might not light up every past life memory. They may not trigger your shadows like your twin did, but they may hold your hand through the next chapter of your purpose. That too is sacred. Let's be real. Most of you watching this are not here to settle into traditional love stories. You're not here to chase wedding rings or white picket fences. You're here to change the world, to raise the vibration, to embody divine love in a human body. And for some of you, that will mean walking alone for a while, or forever. And learning that alone does not mean unloved. You are here to love in bigger ways that nourish the collective, heal your lineage, uplift the planet. And when someone comes into your life, it won't be to complete you, it will be to co-create with you. Some of you may find a soulmate, a gentle soul who brings peace and softness. You may grow together, you may share a life. And that love may not match the fire of the twin, but it may bring you the warmth your nervous system needs. Others may walk solo for years, guided only by the inner flame. And that too is love. Because it takes great self-love to not force connection just to fill a space. And some, rare few, will reunite with their twin. After decades, after lifetimes. When the soul is ready, when the mission aligns, and when both have become whole within. So will you ever love again? Yes. But the how will change, the who will change, and the why will evolve. You may never again feel the dizzying, all-consuming rush, because now you are the fire. You don't need someone else to light you up. You carry the union within. Let me leave you with this. Maybe your twin didn't ruin love for you. Maybe they refined it, so that only the highest frequencies are welcome in your field now. And maybe, just maybe, you came here not to be loved in the way the world understands it, but to be the love the world desperately needs. So now I ask you, not as your coach, but as your soul sister, what does love look like for you now, after your twin flame? Is your heart still open in a new way? Or have you come to peace with solitude, knowing you already carry the love you once sought? Let me know in the comments. This is a sacred space, and your story could help someone else feel less alone. And if you want more deep talks like this, subscribe to the channel. Tap like if this message met you where you are. And remember, we are not just healing heartbreak. We are transforming what love means for the next generation of souls. With all my heart, I see you. I walk with you. and I believe in the love that lives inside you. Until next time, with light.